questions. The member for Indi.
Mr Speaker, tonight I'd like to talk about children's services that are a fundamental building block in any person's development and in a nation's well-being. This afternoon, representatives from the Secretariat of National Aboriginal and Islander Childcare Workers, SNAKE, visited my office. When they left me feeling stunned and shocked. SNAKE provides research, policy development, resources and training support on early childhood development issues, particularly for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander early childhood education and care services. And they have been doing this for over 35 years. They are an extremely reputable organisation. But they told me today how the Jobs for Family Childcare package will significantly change how children's services, education and care is provided. They specifically talked about the budget-based funding program, the program that is specifically designed for areas in Australia where a user-paying model is not viable. It will be abolished. And 80% of services in the programs actually work with Indigenous children. The second area is access to subsidised early childhood education and care services. It will be halved from 48 to 24 hours per fortnight for children. And this is for children whose families earn less than $65,000 per annum and who don't meet the activity test. SNAKE is deeply concerned that the package will lead to significantly reduced participation in quality early childhood learning for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children who are currently experiencing vulnerability. They told me that all these concerns have now been confirmed by Deloitte Access Economics. And tonight I call on the Minister for Education to absolutely reconsider this package. I call on members of Parliament from rural and regional Australia electorates, especially those with large Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander packages, to pay attention to what is being done in our name. In this month, we've all been talking in this place about closing the gap, and we've lamented the very poor progress that we've made for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander families. How can we, in conscience, cut services to children and their families in such a blatant way when we are doing so poorly on all those areas of closing the gap? We know that if we do this, we do it deliberately, we do it knowingly, and we do it in full conscience. And we cannot stand up here in this House and say we didn't know. In his reply to my letter, when I raised these concerns with the Minister, he used these words: "The package represents an important investment in Australia's future and is a key element of the government's plan to build a strong, safe and prosperous Australia for the future." Well, the people who visited me today did not agree. They ask, how so? What are the details of the transition package? What are the details for funding that you're going to put in place of this service? And the President of the National Association of Mobile Children's Services, covering remote and rural families, told me that 43 of the 46 services will be absolutely wiped out. There's no details of transition. There's no details of what will be in their place. And I'd like to finish with some words from Deloitte in their report that will be launched at breakfast tomorrow morning. Deloitte say, without additional funding for alternative government revenue revenue schemes, it will be expected that services will increase their fees, reduce their size and reduce their staff. And the absolute consequence of that is lessened service. So of course it will happen. Children, vulnerable children in rural and regional Australia will be significantly disadvantaged, and I call on the government to reconsider the decision that reconsider the legislation that they've put before the House.